Let us study about the basics of Laplace transform in this video. A transform will convert a signal from one domain to another, so it allows us to analyze a signal better. That is, we will get more information when we transform from one domain to another. So Laplace transform is used to study the behavior of circuits and it converts time to frequency domain. The definition of Laplace transform is Laplace transform of a function f of t is equal to f of s, which is equal to integral 0 minus to infinity f of t e raised to minus st dt. Since the limit is given from 0 minus to infinity, it is called unilateral Laplace transform. If the limit was from minus infinity to plus infinity, then it would be called bilateral transform. 0 minus means it is present just before 0. So, it ensures that the value 0 is also included in the integration. By doing Laplace transform, we can convert our signal from t domain to s plane or s domain. It consists of two axes, that is sigma and j omega. S is the complex frequency, sigma is the exponentially decaying factor, and omega is the frequency term. So ultimately, our time domain signal by Laplace transform is converted into frequency domain. Now let us see what are the advantages of Laplace transform. A differential equation in time domain becomes algebraic equation in S domain. Therefore, it becomes easier to solve. The values in time domain may be found by taking inverse transform. That is, we can use L inverse and find out the value in t. While solving differential equations, initial conditions will play a very important role and it is automatically included in the solution if we are doing it in Laplace transform. Fourth one, the most of the operations become simpler in S domain. For example, convolution becomes multiplication in S domain. The differential d by dt becomes just multiplication by s and integration becomes division by s. So all this will make it simpler for us to do problems in S domain rather than working in frequency domain. Next, let us learn about functional transform. It is to find the Laplace transform of some function t. So let's do the first problem, that is, find the Laplace transform of a unit step function which is represented by u of t. So u of t is a signal that ranges till infinity with a magnitude 1. But if t is less than 0, then the magnitude will be 0. The definition of Laplace transform is Laplace transform of f of t is equal to integral 0 minus to infinity f of t e raised to minus st dt. That is, the limit ranges from 0 to infinity only and the magnitude is 1. So instead of f of t, we can substitute 1 over there and then we apply the limits after integrating and we will get 1 by s. In all the upcoming problems, we can just write 0 instead of 0 minus, but we have to keep in mind that 0 is also included over here. Next, let us find the Laplace transform of an exponential function. So, the exponential function considered here is that of a decaying function and let us substitute e raised to minus at instead of f of t in the definition of Laplace transform. We can add minus at and minus st, and after integrating and applying the limits, we will get 1 by s plus a. Next, if we have to find the Laplace transform of a cosine function cos omega t, Laplace transform of cos omega t is given by integral 0 to infinity f of t. Instead of f of t, we write cos omega t e raised to minus st dt. Here we have to keep in mind that cos omega t can be written as, you can see there, e raised to j theta plus e raised to minus j theta by 2. So, cos omega t can be written as e raised to j omega t plus e raised to minus j omega t by 2. So, if we open the brackets, integrate and apply the limits, we will get s by s squared plus omega squared. Next, we have a very similar problem, that is, in order to find the Laplace transform of sin omega t, instead of sin omega t, we write it as e raised to j omega t minus e raised to minus j omega t by 2j. Again, like the previous problem, we can open the bracket. Here that extra term 1 by 2j is a constant, so it can be taken outside the integral. Then integrate, apply the limits, and we will get omega by s squared plus omega squared. Next, to find the Laplace transform of hyperbolic cos function, that is cos h at, we can write it as e raised to at plus e raised to minus at divided by 2. Again, 2 can be taken outside, and let's open the bracket, integrate, and finally we'll get the answer as s by s squared minus a squared. This is a very similar problem. Sin h at or hyperbolic sine function can be found out using e raised to at minus e raised to minus at by 2. And then final answer will be a by s squared minus a squared. Next, this is a very important question. If you are asked to find the Laplace transform of an impulse function, that is Laplace transform of delta t, how will you do it? A delta function is also called as an impulse function. It is represented as shown here. It has got amplitude 1 only at the value 0. At all other points, at all other time limit, it will be 0. So this is called as a delta function, and we have to understand that by using most of the transforms, whatever we do, we get the transformed delta function as 1. So let's see how to do it in Laplace transform. At all other points other than t equal to 0, delta t is equal to 0. So there is no integration sign over here. So we'll substitute 1 for f of t, then e raised to minus st, where t will be equal to 0, the only point where it is defined. So we'll get the answer as 1. So this is a very important question, and we'll get the integration or Laplace transform of an impulse function or delta function as 1. Next, if you are asked to find the Laplace transform of a ramp function. Ramp function means it keeps on increasing linearly from 0 when time increases. So it is nothing but t itself when t becomes greater than 0, and it is 0 for less than 0. So the Laplace transform over here would be t e raised to minus st dt, and we know that the Laplace transform of t raised to n is given by n factorial by s raised to n plus 1. So if we have a function t, it would become 1 factorial by s raised to 1 plus 1, which is s squared. This is the summary of what we studied. For impulse function, which is represented by delta, the Laplace transform f of s is given as 1. For step, that is u of t, Laplace transform is 1 by s. So you have to know how to derive all these, and at the same time, in order to do problems, we have to know these values as by heart. So you have to learn these names as well as how it is represented in the time function and how it is represented in the S domain. So till here we have derived. The next three we will learn in the upcoming lecture.